Now, we have a couple of minutes here that I'd like to give you a big surprise for 5 or 7 minutes. We have a very lovely young lady here named Retha. Where's Retha? Retha, would you mind coming up? She's one of our younger students. You can learn a lot from her. She's a lovely person. And we just, along with April's help, about do those deals. Remember, fill those sheets out. I did a deal, because we're going to do a drawing towards the end of the day about that. This is Retha. Everybody, we give it for the stars. In my eyes, she's one of the brightest stars we have. Would y'all please stand up and give Retha a big welcome? Do you want to stand or sit? There you go. We just kind of picked one of our students who's done a couple of deals, correct? Now, Retha, when I got started, I was about 27, 28 years old.
I was 70.
She started yesterday.
No, a year ago.
Okay. Every day of my life, I go, why didn't someone show me this when I was 19 or 22 or 18, right? Every day I regret, I wish I would have started sooner. Have you ever thought that?
No.
I like that. Teach me, tell me.
Well, I spent my life, I'm a retired Quaker minister, and I spent my life in management mostly. So when I retired, I was the CEO of the denomination. And so I had all this worldwide travel that they paid for, and hospitals and schools and slums.
Okay. By the way, the Quakers, I'm personally familiar, they do so many cool things. Just like you said, hospitals, healthcare, schools, kids, refugees, helping all kinds of people. Amazing.
So I don't regret a day of that.
I love that.
I didn't make a lot of money, but I loved it.
Love it. And so you retired, you've been with us about a year and a few months or so?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yep.
And now you're in what city are you in?
Portland, Oregon.
Now Portland, Oregon, Northwest, that's expensive real estate. Deals are going quick.
Yes.
All the realtors say there's no deals. You ever heard that?
No. Yes.
You've heard it.
Oh, yes, because the inventory is so low.
That's right.
And everybody's overbidding. You know, hardly any houses now sell for the asking price, sometimes $15,000 more. So my realtor just got a house for a client that was the 8th house they bid on.
So they bid on 8 houses, didn't get them?
To get one.
So how did you get a deal in a tough market like that?
From a wholesaler.
From a wholesaler. How'd you find the wholesaler?
Well, we did what we were taught and drove a grid. My sister back there, Diane.
Hey, sis, Diane.
We partnered on the first 2 houses.
How'd you find the wholesaler?
Okay.
Newspaper, real estate
We drove
group?
a grid. We drove a grid, and then we got the information about who owned the properties and stuff, and one of the people that owned a property I was calling on was Bulldog Capital, and they were a wholesale organization. So I talked to him, and they had properties for sale, so we went in and talked to him, and he couldn't help us because we didn't have any money.
Oh, so what'd you do?
Talked to Seed Capital.
Oh, they're about to come right up here.
Yeah, and so I went through that and got money, and we went back. And we were doing all of the other things, knocking on doors.
But you picked a micro market, a grid, an area.
Yeah.
Micro market sound familiar?
Yeah.
First I said wholesalers was a great way to find deals. She found a, can you do that? Yeah. And she made an offer but no money, so then you went and got the money.
Got the money.
To rehab it and buy it.
Yes, and so we found a house, and with wholesalers, you know, you have to shop, because I look at least 15 houses before one with the numbers work. They don't all work, but that's great. I only need one.
That's great.
Yes.
And what did you buy it for about?
Well, I'll talk about the second one.
Okay.
We bought that for $168,000.
Uh-huh.
Sold it for $330,000.
What were the repairs?
About 75.
So you made over about 100,000?
No, we only made 53.
Oh, I'm sorry, my math's not so good.
Well, because, you know, we borrowed hard money and all of those kinds of
Only
things.
made 53,000.
Yeah.
How many of y'all like me used to work 2 years for that? Or like a year and a half, correct?
I made more last year than I've ever made in any year of my life. And we sold 2 houses.
That's awesome.
So
You're done 3 deals now.
yes, I've got a house currently on the market.
Right?
And I bought one yesterday.
Wow.
While
you were here?
Yes.
How'd you do that?
Well, I had looked at it earlier, and then he sent me a PSA yesterday, and I signed it, and it's mine.
What's a PSA?
Purchase and sale agreement.
Okay, just checking.
He just didn't think I knew that.
No, I didn't. I don't use lingo.
Oh.
I just call contract. My
Okay.
mentor told me don't use lingo, just be real simple.
Okay, I'll be simple. I am simple.
I love it. And what will you make on the one that's for sale now about when it all closes out?
If it sells for the sales price?
It will.
80.
80.
But yeah, it may or may not.
Yep. So you might make 60 or 65 or 70.
That would be the lowest.
Oh, golly gee. How long have you been working on it?
2 months, 2.5.
Oh, gee.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. And who's funding that one?
Hard money lender.
There you go.
Yeah.
And the one you found yesterday, how'd you find that one? Wholesaler, realtor?
My wholesaler friend.
So
we have a really good.
One relationship.
Yeah, I have about 3 or 4 that I work with, but I've bought from the same guy every time.
There you go. Here's the good news. You only need 1 or 2 good sellers or 1 or 2 good buyers. You got a couple. Is that about right?
Yes.
You don't need 1,000 of them.
Yes.
You have to talk to a bunch of people to find them.
And I have an excellent realtor, and she has been spot on in telling me what the
Great.
sales price is going to be when I get done fixing these things.
You built a nice team.
Yes, it's great.
Let me ask this. What recommendation would you have somebody out there who's still a little concerned, skeptical, not getting the results they want? Any advice?
Yeah, the hardest part of this is finding deals. And that first deal, you have to stick to it. It just keep beating your head against the wall. It was so discouraging looking for the first deal. And doing all the things, driving the grid, knocking doors, doing mailers, everything that we've done.
You were out knocking on doors?
Yes. I would get a list of pre-foreclosures and go knock on their doors in my grid area.
That is awesome.
So I went, one time a guy showed me a house and he said, "Don't you know it's dangerous for you to come to houses that meet men alone?" He was Middle Eastern and he was really concerned.
And by the way, she's been all over the world with her mission trips and schools to some really interesting places, correct?
Yes.
That most people would
Yeah.
never go. So you have no fear.
No, no. Riding a bicycle back into the fields of Uganda was heart-stopping. Like, this guy's taking me back in the bush on a bike.
How many of you feel a little better about calling a wholesaler now? Right?
Yeah, and these companies go to the auctions and get them, which I couldn't do. And then you buy them from them.
Yep. Now my question is, what'd you do to that guy in the bush in Uganda?
Oh, I went to this church that was back there, and
That's nice.
it was so wonderful. They were roasting pig.
That's beautiful. So listen, we just want to bring her up for just a minute. We have so many students here that have done deals. Congratulations, all of you that are doing deals. What do you think will happen the next year or two in your real estate life with your sis? What's the goals? What's the plan?
Keep buying and selling houses.
Are you enjoying it?
Oh, I'm having a blast.
There you go. Thank you so much. Thank you. Man, some of y'all could wait about 10, 15 years to get started. Right? You got plenty of time. And I'm just so inspired. And by the way, we appreciate her and what she's done. She did mission work all over the world, helping all kinds of people. And all of us, when we call on a deal, we're of service. When I call on a deal, my first intention, I recommend yours is to be of service. How can we help you? If I can't help you, you heard this up on the panel. We'll hand over a realtor or mortgage person, correct? And when you have that attitude that I'm sure she and her sister do of helping and being of service, you'll make a lot more money and have a lot more fun.